Yeah, y'all, welcome. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Wants and Need podcast. And I am your host, P.O.P. Pop, aka Pop Down. And I want to thank y'all for coming and checking me out and everything. And we're going to sit up here and we're going to chop it up and we're going to try to, inspire and break bread. Okay? So, I first want to say that I am truly blessed, highly blessed, and I am very happy. And every time I wake up, I smile. Because once upon a time, I felt like there wasn't nothing for me to smile about. I went through a real rough, tough time in my life that I didn't know what to do. But I had to learn how to fight. And I'm gonna ask you this. How good can you fight? And when I say fight, and when I say I had to learn how to fight, I don't mean fight in the physical way. I'm talking about fighting in a mental, psychologically fight. I'm talking about fight these battles that we got to do, that we got to deal with in life. Because in our life, there's a lot of battles that you're going to come across. And you got to know how to fight in those battles. And that's how life is. There are going to be so many ups and downs because that's what life is, ups and downs, ups and downs. They're going to play all through our life. It's going to be good and bad. Every time where there is good, there is evil. Up, there's down. That's just how life goes. But we have to be careful about allowing this thing called adversity to take control, to win these battles. And that's where I ask about how well can you fight? Like I said, I had to learn how to be a better fighter, to overcome the things that I had to deal with to make me the better man that I am today. And I'm going to start by sharing my story. And hopefully that my story can inspire and help out. First of all, I did 26 and a half years in prison. Straight, 26 and a half years. Yeah, you heard me. Straight. 26 and a half years in prison. And this is the crazy part about it. I was convicted of a crime that I didn't even commit. Now, I'm not saying I was some angel or anything like that, but I was young, dumb, and made a lot of bad decisions, which put me in bad situations and had me around, bad people. However, I still didn't feel it was fair that I was convicted of a crime that I didn't commit. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's not even the real issue to me. I was sentenced to a life sentence for that crime. And to make it even worse, to make it a gut punch, is that the crime was non-violent. It wasn't even no violence happening in that crime. There was no violence even in that crime. There was no murder, no rape, no sexual anything, no nothing. Which I never understood. Why would I receive a life sentence for a crime where there was no violence involved in it? That's crazy. And I know it might be hard for people to believe. How can somebody get a life sentence for a crime with no violence? Easy. Back in the 90s, that's what they was doing. They was tough on crime. It was back then, there was no such thing. They was talking about criminal justice reform and all that stuff like that. They weren't talking about that. They were more into lock them up and throw away the key. That's how it was in the 90s. They'll throw this big net out there, and that's how I got caught up in it. And received a life sentence for a crime that involved no violence. And my history, my past, there was no violence. Now, I know, it's harsh, and but that's how it was, and it affected me in a way that was devastating. when that judge gave me that life sentence, I didn't know what to do. You know, I didn't know how to deal with it, and it gave me a lot of anger, a lot of bitterness, and at the time I didn't know what to do. But luckily, I had a tight knit family, and my mother, my sister, my brother, they was always coming up to see me, and they was big supporters. So during this time, I can remember my mama always inspired me, telling me, giving me these positive messages, baby, you this, you that, just trying to build me up. She saw how down I was. She saw, man, and nobody never seen that part of me, and see, because the pop that everybody knew back then, it was, I always showed strength. I was this person that can handle whatever it is. But I never been in a situation like that. We talking about a life sentence, the rest of my life. And this judge made it clear to me that I would not be getting out just for the rest of your life. He made it clear to me. And those words that he said overcame any positive things that my mother or my brother or my sister tried to tell me. My sister had this message to me. My mother's message was more of, boy, you better than this, you gonna be this, you that, that strength message. My sister's message was always, Pop, it was more like about faith. Have faith. They gonna let you out. I'm telling you, you gonna get out of this. They know that you didn't do that. They know that they gave you too much time and all that. I'm hearing all this stuff, but I wasn't trying to comprehend it. I wasn't even paying no attention. Although they were feeding it to me, I was not paying attention because I was so busy looking at the negative. I was so busy devastated. I was so busy just, upset, anger, bitter. And I gave, like, the time I was doing, the prison time I was doing was hard for me because I was so mad and angry. I just take it out on the prison guards and everything, and was always getting locked up in confinement because I was so angry and I felt like I was done wrong. And that's all I can focus on, the negative. And I didn't even bother to fight. Although I was putting in emotions trying to appeal my case and everything, but every time I put in a motion, they'll deny it. Boom. And every time I got denied, it was like even harder. And it kept, and I was going down and down, just spiraling down and down and down. I was getting so many denials by the courts till I got numb. It got to the point that when they denied me, I didn't even feel it anymore. I was numb to it. I was like, okay, it's just another denial. All the while, I was spiraling down into a depression. I was going into depression and didn't even realize it. And my brother used to always send me the books, and the books he was sending me, I'm talking about outstanding books. And I started reading these books, because, I've only hold my head down for so long. And when I was in confinement and stuff, I started reading these books, and it started, bringing me out of it. It started opening my eyes a little bit more. It started making me understand what my mother was saying. It started making me, feel what my sister was, the faith that she had more faith in me than I had for myself. But as I read and got myself more educated and about, with in that mental stage of dealing with adversity, I started comprehending what the message that I was receiving from my family. However, it was a tragic when I found out, my mother was starting to get sick and everything, and then I find out that my mother passed away. That crushed me. I didn't know how to take that. Listen, man, that was the hardest thing and the worst thing that happened to me in my life. And I was, like I said, I was always that person that felt, you know what I'm saying, that always showed this strength. But when she passed away, I couldn't hold it. Man, I'm talking about I bawled and cried like a baby. And I didn't know what to do. You know, I slept in bed for like 3 straight days. You know, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to deal with people. Only thing I knew just stay within myself, you know, and I could have just stayed in that frame of mind. And that's what I'm trying to tell you right now. That was real harsh, but you cannot let that consume you. You cannot let tragedy and stuff like you can moan, but you cannot allow it. Because I understand people gonna grieve. You're human, but you cannot let it take control of you. You cannot just lay down and let it be just that. If you do, that's where you're in. Now, like I said, it was hard, but I knew I had to get up and fight. I had to get back on my feet, you know. And after my mom passed away, guess what happened? My father passed away in 2012. And then my sister passed away in 2013. My mom 2007, my father 2012, and my sister 2013. That was the most devastating things that could have happened to me. I'm talking about all that rocked my world. They were some of my hardest times that I ever been through. But guess what? I got back up, dust myself off, and I fought. I remember all the things that they kept telling me and they kept putting into me, that they installed into my head. And I used that to make myself better and stronger. Because, check this out, that's part of life. Adversity is just part of life. It's gonna come. Tragedy may happen. But it's up to you how you take it on. You can't let that be, you can't let these bad things or let these type of issues, you know, when things ain't going your way or things not going as you wish it can be, you cannot let that be what define you. You got to just sit there and you got to embrace adversity. Because when you embrace adversity, then you be able to deal with it and handle it. Don't be scared with it. Don't run from it. Where you gonna go? Can't hide from adversity is what it is. And I'm gonna tell you this right here. We all like when everything is going great. Who doesn't? But you gotta understand that anytime there's good, there's evil. What goes up comes down. The sunny days, everybody love them. Everybody happy. A picnic, the sunny days, you want to have a picnic. You want to have a parade. But what happened when that rain cloud come on the rainy days? When it rain on your parade, what you do then? Although I lost, all, my loved ones and everything, and I was doing a life sentence and all that stuff. Like I said, I kept getting up and kept getting my emotions denied over and over and over, but I kept getting up and dusting myself off because I sat there and said, I'm not accepting this here. That was up to me to make that decision to get up and fight. And I'm trying to tell you, you do the same. You just got to have that dog in you. So I'm just want to leave you with this right here. So like I said, as you see, the end story, I made it. It wasn't easy, but I made it. I did not give up. I could have still easily been stuck in that same, still today, I could be stuck in that same spot. May 17th, 2022, when I finally got out. And ever since that day, I've been smiling every time I wake up. So I'm gonna leave you with this right here. Pain is inevitable, but suffering, that's optional. Now you think about that. Okay? So I'm gonna leave y'all with that, and hopefully we'll see you again for another episode of Wants and Needs. I love you. Salute.